Cache Creek is an 87-mile ribbon of life extending from Clear Lake all the way to the Sacramento River. For thousands of years, Cache Creek has slowly carved its way through this landscape, nourishing habitats and shaping lives along its banks. Yet, as we peer closer, we find an ecosystem profoundly altered by human influences. Dams, canals, and diversions along the creek now control its flow. Although these changes support agriculture, they disrupt natural cycles, reducing river flow and ultimately blocking essential fish habitats. Many of the native fish of Cache Creek are no longer here. Gone are the migrations that once brought life and nutrients to this ecosystem. Yet we see glimpses of what remains. Below the surface of Cache Creek, life continues, though changed from what it once was. Fish that now call these waters home are a mix of resilient natives and introduced species, each carving out a space in the shifting landscape of the creek. To identify which native species still remain, two scientists attempt to explore the river system. Under the cover of darkness, they enter the water to begin a survey of the native fish species managing to survive. The cover of night allows these biologists to see a side of Cache Creek rarely witnessed. Fish that would otherwise be concealed emerge from their daytime refuges, allowing them to assess which species are still here and which have been lost. It immediately becomes obvious that invasive species rule these waters. Catfish, bluegill, and carp, amongst others, were all introduced to support sport fishing and aquaculture, and are now the dominant species in this ecosystem. However, a few native species have survived, like this Sacramento sucker. These fish often share waters with other native species like pike minnow, roach, and hardhead. This juvenile black crappie is hiding from larger predators in the reeds along the river's edge. If it keeps still, it may survive the hungry catfish hunting in deeper waters. At the edges of the stream, the branches and roots of trees extend into the water, creating important hiding spots for fish. They also trap organic matter, attracting insects and other small organisms that fish feed on. For many fish, these underwater roots serve as both a shelter and a source of food, making them crucial for survival in the dynamic stream environment. As the night progresses, predators emerge, searching for a meal. A western pond turtle scavenges among the sediment, scanning for fallen fruit, decaying fish, or unsuspecting invertebrates. A catfish hunts along the river edge, well adapted to the murky, nutrient-rich waters. A few carp slowly sift through the sediment, using their sensitive barbels as they search for worms, insects, and other hidden morsels. As the scientists explore further, they encounter motionless fish among the shadows, their bodies perfectly aligned with the flow to avoid detection. By blending into the rocky substrate or drifting debris, they evade the watchful eyes of predators. This young bluegill will spend most of its time feeding among aquatic vegetation in shallow water, even though there is more food available in open water. However, Once they reach the age of 2 or 3, they are seldom prey and will venture further. Near the edge of the stream, a juvenile largemouth hovers in the shallows, its globiform body barely visible among the submerged vegetation. Though small now, this fish has the potential to grow into a powerful predator, reaching over 3 feet long. Nearby, a smallmouth quietly waits for the night to pass. Even when fully grown, it will only be roughly half the size of a largemouth. Regardless, both species love to prey on crayfish. Crayfish are an efficient prey, since a large fish can take its time working on swallowing a crayfish instead of spending a lot of energy chasing down smaller baitfish. Restoration efforts are our way of making amends. By removing invasive plants, restoring natural flows, and improving water quality, we're trying to give the native fish a fighting chance to return. But it requires a community effort. Cache Creek has endured much, but with dedicated action, hope remains. To see native fish once again swimming in these waters would be to witness a true restoration. Our commitment to the creek is a commitment to life itself.